Hi everyone, this is Masha here. In the last video, we've learned some simple indices questions, how to solve them. Now this is medium level that we're going to go through is find the value of 8 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Now from rule number 6, we know that when we have a fraction, we're going to have a square root. And this number 8 is going to go underneath that. So 3, our denominator, is going to be at the front of the square root. Again, this is from rule number 6 here. Rule number 6 here. Do you see that the y, being the denominator, goes at the front of the square root? And we have our numerator as 2, so the 2 goes outside the bracket. You can also write this example as nothing changes. Still the same way of solving this. So now let's focus on to this. So cube root of 8 is going to be 2. Now let's not forget that we have an exponent outside of the bracket, which is 2. So our final answer is going to be 2 to the power of 2, which is 4. Yeah, but it's not done yet. Let me remind you that there's a negative sign here. So because of the negative sign, this is going to be flipped over due to rule number 5. Rule number 5 here, as you can see, it says a to the power of minus anything. It's going to be 1 over a to the power of x. So this, we're going to flip it. It's going to be 1 over 4. And that's our final answer. So let's try to do another one together, which is find the value of 27 to the power of minus 2 over 3. So how would you do this? Again, the same way that we learned. So we're going to have a square root. The denominator is going to go at the front of the square root. Always remember, the denominator goes at the front of the square root. So it's going to be 3. And we have 27 here. So square root of 27, cube root of 27, sorry. And a 2 goes outside the bracket because the numerator goes always outside the bracket. So it can be any number. This could be 5, 7 to infinity. Doesn't really matter. So cube root of 27 is what? Is 3. Then we have a 2 here. Yeah? So 3 to the power of 2, that's 9. Again, don't forget that our original question has a negative sign at the front. So we are going to flip this, and our final answer is going to be what? Our final answer is going to be 1 over 9. Let's try to do another one together. So 64, find the value of 64, take away by 2 over 3. So feel free to pause the video if you know the answer to this question, but we will solve it together. So square root, we have a square root first. The denominator 3 goes at the front. 64, so cube root of 64, and then you know that there's a 2 here, which is going to go outside the bracket. So 64 cube root of 64, that's going to be 4. Cube root of 64, that's going to be 4, and then we're going to multiply by 2. So that's 4 to the power of 2, which is 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. Don't forget that there's a negative sign in the original question, so you need to flip this answer. So it's going to be 1 over 16, and that's our final answer. Let's try to do one by yourself, and we're going to go through the answer, which is find the value of 27 1 over negative 1 over 3. So how would you do this? 27 take away by negative 1 over 3. Feel free to pause this video. In the meantime, let's solve it together. So 27 to the power of minus 1 over 3, we have the square root. And the 3 goes at the front of the square root, 27. and 1 outside the bracket. So 27, cube root of 27 is 3. Then we have 1 outside, yeah? So 3 to the power of 1 is just 3. And you know that because of the negative sign here, this is going to be flipped over 1 over 3. And that's your final answer to the question. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.